been waiting this whole time for me to say something about what this rag is. BMW, real OEM and all of that, no way I'm gonna get it to go here, from here, and get it to go.
Perfect.
What's going on, Auto Lust gang? Whew. I know it's been a long time, been a couple of weeks, you know, but it's a crazy build going on. So I'm finna catch you guys up to speed. You know, I got some crazy good news, you know, some news that you might don't want to hear, you know, but I mean, it is what it is. So let's get right into it.
Perfect.
All right, down here on the ground, I know you guys can see how deep I'm torn into SASHA. I mean, I'm deep in her. You know, we got M6, the old M6 intercoolers and charge pipe and interchiller over there. We got coolant right here, hoses, the F90 coolers there, transmission fluid in that container, oil and coolant in this container, toes hanging all out the damn shoes, man. We We got it crazy going on out here, man. But let me get right into it. Let's get right into it. So, I mean, I got so much going on this car that I don't know which end to start from to show you guys exactly what's going on. You know, and this new light I bought off Amazon, big shout out to Amazon, that thing crazy bright, make it look like a hospital in here. But yeah, I start from in the engine bay. So as you can see, first thing you'll notice is my sign that says it's rags in the lower intake. So, you know, don't forget about them, because I have the throttle bodies on, but the it's rags under the throttle bodies, because I had them off testing stuff and I didn't want anything to fall into the intakes. But when I needed to put the throttle bodies back on, I just threw them back on anyways. So that's just to remind me that it's rags in there, so when it's time to fire up, I don't suck a rag into the engine. But anyways, gang, so as you can see, these are some brackets I had that were supposed to be powder coated with the first M6 intercoolers, and I just bent them down because I'm getting rid of the full bracket anyways and ordering the F90 brackets for the coolers. But you know, to put the F90 coolers in, it was a lot easier than putting the M6 coolers in. Well, if you put M6 coolers in your car right now, the way they are now with the custom brackets and stuff on it, those are dropped right in like they came on the X5M, X6M from the factory. But it was a lot easier getting them in. So the main thing that I had to do is this coolant spigot right here coming from the water pump on the F90, it's a 90-degree bend. Like, let me take this one off so I can show you guys. Damn, this tight. Hold on, gang. I probably got to sit this camera down. Hold on.
A few moments later.
Okay, there we go. So this is the style spigot that comes from the water pump head, the upper radiator hose head on the F90 is like this. In the X5M, X6M. This is the fitting for the radiator that comes on the X6M, F85, F86. You know, and as you can see, this is a 45-degree angle versus a 90-degree angle, which the intercoolers sit more vertical in and out on the F90 ones versus the factory ones that set more horizontal. So this was able to, you know, go 45 degree like this, turn around and go directly into here and not mess with the cooler. But there's no way something that's 45 degree can missed the F90 coolers, and I'm gonna put one in to show you exactly what I mean. Okay, as you can see, we have one of the coolers is not mounted, it's just sitting on top of the throttle body, and you can see it lines up perfectly with the turbo like it was meant for this car. You know, that's exactly why I went with the F90 coolers, you know, because it has a lot, you know, more refined fitment. Don't get me wrong, I love the way the M6 intercoolers had that beastly like honcho look on the engine, but I'm going with a totally different setup this round, so that looks great. But as you can see, the factory coolant spigot, it goes directly into the cooler. We can't have that because there's no way I'm gonna get it to go here from here and get it to go way down there where that one is, you know. So what I'm gonna do is remove that one, put this 90 on there, which is, this is a dormant part. You know, I got real lucky and found this and slip that one right on like that, and it faces down a little bit, which is perfect. And the 1.5 inch hose is just enough room to run it through. It's gonna be tight, but it fits. I already checked the fitment, and I'm running silicone high pressure hose, so it's not as thick as the factory rubber hose. So that's gonna run straight down between the fan and the intercooler, and it has plenty of room not to hit the fan because the fan has a guard on it right here, like an inch guard. Run it straight down, and it's gonna be a 90-degree elbow silicone hose, and I'm gonna run that down and straight over to the spigot here, and it's gonna go over top this intercooler inlet, and that's how I'm gonna do that. And on this side, it's nothing that needs to be ran anyway. Everything was perfect. The only thing I had to do on this side was right here is trim the fan a little bit. The fan brace, it was already trimmed to fit the M6 cooler, but I just had to trim it a little bit more on this middle piece here. And I'm gonna pop both of the intercoolers in so you can see what they look like. Check that out. That is gorgeous. And I took the equalization pipe off for both banks because that's gonna be silicone as well, high temp silicone. You know, I was gonna use the factory one, but at the last minute, you know, I changed my mind. You know, so the only thing that's gonna be factory is actually this hose here, this entire hose, and just the top of this hose. But this will be down in a Y fitting. Since this is what fills the coolers, I'm gonna get rid of this T fitting and put a Y fitting in it. The T fitting on that really doesn't matter because this is an outlet, so this is going back out where I want it to, and this isn't, you know, so the out isn't important as the in, but I need it to flow as fast as possible on the end. So this is gonna be swapped to a Y fitting, so this bottom hose won't be used, but these two definitely will for the bottom of the intercooler to fill the intercooler up. But man, that looks gorgeous, and I know you've been waiting this whole time for me to say something about what this rag is covering, but that's part of the secret mod that I'm doing, and I just can't show you right now. I mean, I just can't. You know, once she's done and she's ready to be tuned and racing stuff, then, or maybe even before then, I'll reveal that mod to you guys. Or if you just so happen to catch it on an episode, or you paying attention, or you saw something in the garage that has to do with it, then, I mean, good for you. You know, just shh, don't tell nobody. But man, if those F90 coolers aren't beautiful, look how that's gonna look, man. That's gonna be nasty. Yep. So, all right, that's done with the engine bay. You guys already know about the turbo modifications, how I'm modifying the inlets and stuff like that. So there's no need to even talk about that. So now let's get to what this is here. You know, and as you guys know, I had the HyperCool dual transmission cooler inside the car at first. You know, on the episode, I'll put a link down in the description for that. But look at this new transmission cooler, gang. Shoo! That thing is diesel. Look at that. I'm gonna put my hand by it. That thing is diesel. So she's all hooked up, all wired up, hoses ran. And so yeah, that looks great. She got enough breathing room up there to suck in fresh air. And the exhaust will be modified. You know, like I told you guys, I'm going with a full free flow exhaust. You know, the tips, I found out what I'm gonna do because the way this is routed won't fit back there where the new transmission cooler is. So these will be cut here and cut there, and you know, pretty much welded blanks on the back to close it off so it looks dark. So there'll be pretty much dummy exhaust on the back, but it'll look like they're really back there, you know, because that will help me get rid of this. You see this? It's crushed down on the top, bottom, and both sides. So this is definitely no longer 3-inch anymore. You know, this is about maybe 2.5, if that, and it's on both sides like that. You know, so I'm not only getting rid of a area where I can't use the exhaust anyways, I'm also getting rid of this horrible restriction right here. You know, so I'm getting custom down pipes made. They'll be 3.5, hopefully, you know, 3.5 all the way down, and the exhaust will be 3.5 all the way to a not an X pipe, but it'll be more of like a cylindrical, kind of like an oval type muffler, but it'll be like 7 inches wide, you know, at least 6 inches, at least 7, you know, 6.5 inches wide. And that will be a chamber that both of the exhausts go into, and then it's gonna come out here and then dump with 4-inch dumps before the rear end. You know, so it's gonna sound extremely mean. The exhaust is gonna be free flowing. And you know, for most people that say, oh man, I wouldn't do that to the exhaust, the whole entire reason I bought this car was to drag race it. I bought this car with only 50,000 miles on it. I'm the second owner, clean title, BMW pre-owned. If you want to see the video of me taking delivery of this vehicle from BMW of Pleasant Grove, I'll put the link down in the description for that video. But this the reason why I bought this car. This and that and this and that and this. So if it's not anything about power, I don't care. You do what you want to do with your grocery getter that you make payments on. I don't make payments on this car. I own this car outright. So I do what I want to with it. You know, I'm not worrying about the bank coming to get it. Let me show you this bad news that I got to tell you about the drive shaft. Okay, this is the factory drive shaft here. And this is my new drive shaft. As you can see, it's a hell of a lot different. The only good thing about this factory drive shaft was the upgraded center bearing, race center bearing I had put on. That's the only good thing about this whack drive shaft, you know. But the good thing about it is it's getting out of the car and never going back in. But the bad thing about this drive shaft is it's too long. Thanks, BMW. BMW, real OEM and all of that, don't trust it. You know, they're right on some stuff, but not right on a lot of other stuff. I ordered this drive shaft early before I even pulled down my heat shields and drive shafts and stuff, because usually real OEM and other BMW sites, which is not just real OEM, all of the other BMW sites are wrong too, because they have the X5M and X6M, F85, F86 drive shaft at a certain length when it's not that long. It's actually shorter. So my drive shaft, you know, big shout out to Melissa from Gulf Coast Drive Shaft. They make the most powerful drive shafts in the world, literally. You know, if you want a unbreakable drive shaft, especially carbon fiber with 2024 billet flanges on the end, like I told you, I bet you never even heard of 2024 billet. It's better than 6061 and 7071. I think that's right, 7071. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's better than both of those, stronger than both of those, and it's extremely light. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ship this drive shaft back to him. Thank you very much, Melissa. And she's gonna recut me a brand new one, you know, with the same exact specs as this, but shorter, so it'll fit in the car. Okay, for some reason this stupid camera stopped recording, I guess because the new DJI Pocket 3 is out, so they want to force me to upgrade. So I don't know why my camera's acting weird, so you know, I'm sorry that I couldn't give you guys a proper outro, but like, share, subscribe. You know, you see what I'm doing, you see what I got going on. I really appreciate to all you guys. You know, anybody new to the family, welcome to the Autolust family. This car will be a world record beast regardless, you know, whether you like it or not. You know, for the haters, for the people who love it, regardless. You know, I really appreciate everybody. You know, I appreciate all the love and support, and Autolust out.